Listen, this AR-15's got to go. I'm sorry. It's gotta go. It's just because, I think about those the people up in Buffalo who are still suffering because they still can't go shop anywhere because nobody will bring a supermarket where these folks are living. There is too much at stake here. Too many lives have been at stake and too many damn little kids. I'm sick of seeing people talk about, well, we should do something. No, we should do something. And I don't care, NRA. You got to give that gun up. You can have your other yeehaw guns, whatever you want. The AR-15.
Hey Veracity, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl VeraMoore, and I'm back with another reaction video. Today I'll be reacting to Whoopi Goldberg Humiliated and Schooled by Rand Paul after asking insanely dumb question. Wow. We all know Whoopi for asking dumb question. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to get into this. Let's go on, guys.
Team is not a hunting gun. It is not a gun where you're going to go out and shoot your dinner. This gun is meant to kill people. That's what it's for, and you can't have it anymore. And I'm not even going to tell you how pissed I am that so many folks are saying, well, you can't have what you need for your body. Forget my body. You can't have this gun because it kills people and children, and I'm sick of it.
And since this incident, by the way, that we're talking about, 11 other mass shootings have taken place
over the weekend. Yes.
I think that we should mention every day that a mass shooting has taken place.
Yeah. Well, no, you're not going to do that, because if you're going to talk about all the mass shootings that happen every single day, then you have to talk about what's going on in these liberal inner cities like Chicago and New York and LA and all these places that are basically gang war zones, right? But they're not going to do that because that means they would have to talk about black folks, right? Which they don't want to really do. But furthermore, guys, this idea that so-called, again, assault rifles, banning them is going to stop gun violence. It's going to significantly put a dent in gun violence. Again, these people are simply just ignorant of basic statistics, okay? You guys know only 2.6% of homicides are committed with rifles, right? Only 2.6%. Okay, so look, banning the AR-15 is not going to do anything for gun violence whatsoever. It's not going to do anything at all. Okay, but again, they come out here and they virtue signal this stuff because it's the popular thing to say, right? Again, little does Whoopi Goldberg know the so-called yeehaw guns that she doesn't want to ban, they can be used to kill for hunting and kill people too, the same way the AR-15 can be used. But again, she doesn't really understand that. She don't really know that, okay? Because the scary military looking rifle, we got to ban that because that looks like a weapon of war, even though it is simply a modern hunting rifle. It is literally a rifle that is mainly used for hunting and sport. But again, they don't understand that. They don't care about facts and basic statistics. Okay, so with that being said, let's go ahead and get into this clip, okay, of Whoopi and Rand Paul discussing this topic on gun control. And I'm telling you, this is absolutely embarrassing for Whoopi, okay, as she clearly was ignorant on this topic when she had this talk with Rand Paul.
Background check. I just want to ask you this because I'm a gun owner. I don't mind that you know that I have a gun.
Lord help us. Lord help us. Whoopi is a gun owner, right? You guys are going to see why I'm saying that in just a moment.
You can come in my house and look for you. You can get all whatever you need. I don't understand why anyone objects to getting rid of automatic weapons. Automatic weapons, they're not for hunting. They do nothing. They're only there to kill. And you'll notice that a lot of the things that have happened with automatic weapons. When we see that, why don't we say,
Look at Rand Paul's face here. Look at his face. He knows that everything she's saying sounds stupid, right? That she has no clue what she's talking about. And usually in a situation like this, if you're listening to her talk, and you pick up on the fact that she has no idea what she's talking about, you would make a face that would clearly show that, okay, I don't understand exactly what this person is talking about. What are they saying? Am I getting this confused or is she getting this confused? Rand Paul knows she's so stupid that he doesn't even have a reaction to it. It's just like, well, this is just their stupidity. I'm about to school this woman on the difference between semi-automatic and automatic weapons.
Who really needs to have one other than people who are at war?
All new iPhone users do these 3 mistakes. Number 1 is deleting photos manually.
Truly automatic weapons we don't have. You know, we banned truly automatic weapons, I think, in 1934.
But we still got a lot of them, Rand. Come on,
well, what we have is...
No, we do not. No, we do not. None of these crimes are being committed with automatic weapons, okay? They were severely restricted back in the 1930s, okay? During the time in which you had a whole lot of, you know, gangs and criminals that had these weapons. But they severely restricted those. She's clearly talking about semi-automatic weapons, okay? But she's confusing that with automatic weapons because she doesn't know what she's talking about, right? She has no clue what she's talking about. She thinks that the so-called assault rifles that are being used, okay, in some of these mass shootings, she thinks they're fully automatic when they're not, right? They're not. Nobody, again, you'll be very hard-pressed to find anybody with a truly automatic weapon, which is basically the point that Rand Paul is going to make here.
It's not automatic weapons, though. We have semi-automatic, so they fire in a fairly fast sequence, but you can't pull the trigger and they come like a machine gun. Those are no longer out.
But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know
what it is that there's a repetitive fire. People do hunt with them, and people do also shooting and sport shooting and target shooting and things with these guns. And come to Kentucky, and I'll introduce you. There are a lot of people who like and enjoy this as a sport. But the other problem is if we're going to take away ownership of specific types of guns, you really have to modify something that big as to either be legislation or even possibly a constitutional amendment. We can't allow one individual to do it. And here, I'll give you an example why. Let's say we had a terrible president that you didn't like from another party, and that president said, The View, you should hear the things they're saying on The View. We should limit their speech. We should register the journalists, and then we should have an approval board. And you know, that's silly. We would all be opposed to that.
Wait, Rand. You're saying this during 2016, 2017, but little did he know. Fast forward to 2022, and that's exactly what the Democrat Party is for, right? That's exactly what they are about, okay? They are about trying to police the speech, okay, of the other party through executive action. That is what the disinformation board was, okay? That's what it was, okay? Until they kind of put a hold on it because of public backlash. But again, Rand Paul here is kind of being a prophet in the sense that he's saying, look, you know, if this is something that, you know, hey, we let an executive, you know, have that much power, okay, in regards to our constitutional rights, is something that we wouldn't agree with, right? Obviously, that would be something that both sides would, you know, say no to. But again, little did he know that authoritarian streak that the Democrats displayed back then, it would manifest itself into what it is today, right? That's exactly what happened. That's what happened.
But that's the danger of letting a president make the rules. Even if you agree with what he's doing now, you should worry about having a president have so much power to create the law without Congress doing it.
He's doing it in a couple. I'm sorry, man. There's no reason anybody needs to have an automatic weapon. I'm sorry. I get everything else.
But nobody has an automatic weapon. Again, it's up to the military. What are you talking about? Right? What are you talking about? You have no clue. Again, it really blows my mind how these women get paid millions of dollars to have conversations on national TV where they have no clue what they're talking about. They know nothing at all. They have no knowledge of the subjects they're talking about, but they're talking about this stuff as if they're experts and that their opinions actually matter when they're clearly uninformed about the topics that they're talking about. And again, I mean, we're not even talking about, again, being an expert. They don't have basic knowledge. But they get paid millions. And then these are the same people, particularly Sonny Holston, who's black, allegedly black. She'll talk about, well, the system's systemically racist against me. It's so tough for me in this country. And I'm like, you're getting paid millions of dollars as a black woman to be on a show to talk about topics you know nothing about. And it doesn't matter if you get it wrong, right? It doesn't matter if you say things that are factually incorrect. You're not going to get fired, right? What are you talking about? I don't understand.
I'm going to jump in here and we're going to Because I want to get to this for sure. Kelly, you have written a book and you...
All right. Now we're going to fast forward to another part of this clip just for bonus coverage because I like Rand Paul. And he's also schooling Whoopi on this topic when it comes to these never-ending wars, these regime change wars that we get into. And it really shows how principled Rand Paul is on a lot of these complex subjects as a libertarian, right? So just because this is, again, a fascinating exchange, I do want to play this a little bit and give a little commentary on it and then be done because this is interesting conversation because Whoopi is going to basically advocate for us to stay in Syria, in which the time in which Trump was trying to pull troops out of Syria, she's going to advocate us to stay when the left, clearly she is a leftist, historically was against war, right? They're against war, but apparently because Trump wanted to not be in the war, now all of a sudden they're pro-war, right? So let's get into this.
We talked about his wanting to pull troops out of Syria, and everyone's saying, if we do that, we're abandoning the Kurds. That's not a good idea. And a lot of folks are saying he crossed the line with a bad decision, but you don't say that. Why?
You know, one of the things I've always supported about President Trump is actually one of the things I liked about President Obama, that we said we were overextended, that the Iraq war was a mistake. I think it's one of the reasons President Obama beat Hillary Clinton, because Hillary Clinton had supported the Iraq war. I still think the Iraq war, regime change in the Middle East, and these wars are senseless. So does President Trump. He doesn't want to get us involved in another Iraq war in Syria. If anything, Syria is more complicated. The other is a practical concern. You have 50 soldiers. They're talking about moving 50 soldiers. Who goes to war with 50 soldiers? You have 50 soldiers and tens of thousands of Turkish troops amassing. The Turks are also allies. The Free Syrian Army were our allies for 7 years. They're allied with the Turks. The Kurds have been our allies. The Kurds, in all likelihood, are now going to be allies of Assad to try to carve out a place in Syria for themselves. It's a really complicated question. I guess from my perspective, I say, any of these people out here, their kids have to go to war. War's not a chess game. People lose their limbs and people die, and I think it's the least we owe to the kids that we're going to send into this war. Why are we going to war and who are we fighting?
But isn't there...
So,
go ahead.
I'm sorry. So if you have allies and they are working with you and fighting with you, and 24 hours somebody wakes up and says, no, we're out.
Right.
Is that the right way to do this?
I think the way we look at war is we don't look at
No. Is that the right way to do it?
Let me answer the question.
Okay.
When we decide whether or not we're sending our young people into harm's way, we should obey the Constitution, which says we should declare war and put them in a war theater.
But facts. Facts. Okay? We're involved in military conflicts in which we have not actually declared war on the people that we're fighting, right? Which is supposed to be unconstitutional, right? Congress is actually supposed to declare war. But see, what has happened specifically in the Bush years, the late Bush years, the second Bush years, is that Congress has said, hey, well, you know what? We're just going to allow the president to just kind of make a unilateral decision on this because we don't really want to take the responsibility of having to declare war, right? Especially when it comes to going after very specific targets, you know, like, for example, trying to bomb Al-Qaeda in Pakistan. It's like, okay, well, do we really need to declare war on Pakistan, right? Should we declare war on Pakistan? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's stuff like that, right? That, you know, again, Rand Paul is so principled on in the sense he's like, look, who do we declare war on? This war is so complex in Syria. We don't know who's really our allies. We don't know who's on our side. We don't know any.
The problem here is that they are teaching their audience they are ignorant. Much respect to Rand Paul, is one of the good ones in politics. Paul has to talk to them like children because they can't relate. They don't have the idea. They don't understand power of government. I think Whoopi is being such an actress right now because there are some things she says that they're just so hilarious. Whoopi and her channel, they are just so full of hate. And they are always full of hate. He corrects her on what an automatic weapon is, and she just goes back to do the same thing over and over. Tell me, what is that? I love watching the hosts being schooled, because that is exactly what they deserve. Rand Paul was just wasting his breath, because everything he said, they weren't even listening. Rather, they all just wanted to attack him, which doesn't make any sense at all. Anyways, what do you guys think about this video? Drop a comment down below. I totally enjoyed this. If you enjoyed this video as much as I did, give it a thumbs up and please share this video. If you're new to the channel, join VeraCity. Hit the subscribe button below, turn on the post notification bell so that you can always be the first person to know whenever a new video drops. And that's guys, see you in my next one. Bye.